Professor Sagay, SAN, chairman of the Presidential Advisory Committee Against Corruption, has thrown his weight behind the position of the Attorney General and Minister of Justice Abubakar Malami that the National Assembly lacks the constitutional powers to summon President Muhammadu Buhari. Speaking in a chat with Daily Independent, Sagay said the president is higher than every other person in the country whom the National Assembly cannot equate to minister and head of agencies that they can summon. Sagay, who said summoning Buhari amounts to denigrating the sovereignty of Nigeria, also reminded the lawmakers that the British Parliament cannot summon the Queen to respond to any issue. He said, well, my view is that I totally support the Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice. 1. The President is not just executive head of government, he is also the head of state. He represents the sovereignty of Nigeria. So he's not somebody you can give orders and say, come and address us, whether you like it or not. They don't have the powers to do that. The provisions of the Constitution state clearly that he has to go to the National Assembly, and that is when he is presenting a budget. Then they can afford to call Minister, Controller General of Customs, Inspector General of Police, permanent secretaries to the National Assembly. These are people who are implementing various projects for which the National Assembly has voted money. But the president is the head of state, higher than every other person in the country, and a symbol of our statehood. They don't have the powers to summon him. He also added that he supported the decision of the president to shun the invitation because the opposition People's Democratic Party lawmakers were waiting to boo and humiliate him. Secondly, we all know that those PDP lawmakers are looking for every opportunity to boo and humiliate the president. They did it when he went to present the budget when Saraki was Senate president. They booed, shouted at him and embarrassed him, but he showed so much personal composure, presented the budget and left with dignity. Now, they are frustrated and are looking for ways to humiliate the president again. So, from purely practical common sense and from pure constitutional law, there's no reason why the president should go there. So I agree with Malami on this, even though I don't agree with the reasons he gave. There is no constitutional provision that empowers the lawmakers to do that. The British Parliament cannot summon the Queen to come and address them on any issue. So let them just forget about it. The best thing they can do is to organize themselves and allow the leadership of both chambers to go to Villa to see the president, and then he can tell them when he has to say or what he has to say on security. They will then come back and tell their colleagues what he said. If what he said is a security issue, then they can go into an executive session where no journalist is present and discuss it while summoning him. They are trying to denigrate the sovereignty of this country and they don't have the powers to do so, he said. Okay. So we now get it. Even speak to the Nigerian people, because he's the one occupying the most highest position in this country, is the first person. So he can't even. So these are the attitude we are talking about. Showing this kind of attitude. Who are you? Who are you guys for me to talk to? Whatever I say is the final. No wonder the Senate president came out and told us that whatever Buhari tells them or whatever he suggests, whatever he thinks is for the good of the people. So everything he brings to their table, they must mark it. They must approve it. He has said it, and this man coming out, and come to think of it, why are you equating a royal, the Queen? Queen was not elected. She has always been there. So why are you bringing that kind of person into politics? The prime minister in that country was elected. So how are you comparing them? The Buhari himself was elected. So why, these people, that is the problem we have in this country. Pride. They want to occupy position, but they don't have what it takes. Once they get there, they become demigods. They become something else. You can imagine the way they are describing. So that is why even in his office, he cannot even address, even make video and tell Nigerians, these are the things. He cannot even grant interviews. So now you are still telling, in fact, these people, they are something else. They are something else. They are really something else. These are the people you think that they are educated, when they get there to be able to do things accordingly. You'll be surprised that it is just still the same thing. It would have been better let an Agbero, some a tout to just be there, because they are not different in their reasoning. They are not just different. Well, let's just hear what Nigerians are saying, because this one is just it's irritating. Well, this man has a dumb score. Queen is a ceremonial head. The real executive power is in the hand of prime minister, and is not above the law. Unlike Nigeria president that acts as if is above the law. The fourth constitution that needs to be amended. This man, you are here. Oh. The queen was not elected by the people, but Buhari was. So what is the man saying? I don't understand. See this professor of law who is as dumb as anything. Is Buhari now a monarch or ceremonial head? He was voted for. The representatives of the people who voted for him can call him to order. Is not an absolute authority. Exactly. Was Queen Elizabeth elected by the people of United Kingdom? Why comparing a royalty with politicians that still vote to enter into public office? So we now have a monarch as president. Buhari is no more an elected president of the nation. They can summon the prime minister. We have no queen here. Moreover, the queen is a ceremonial queen, not in charge of security in England. So Buhari is no longer president, but a king. The Professor Sagay, I thought you are educated. Yes, the Queen of England does no wrong, and so cannot be queried on any issue. This is what my elementary government taught me. But the Queen is not the head of the government of Britain. The head is the Prime Minister. The Queen is ceremonial. This is why the Prime Minister usually appear before the House of Lords and House of Commons to make clarifications on some national issues. In Nigeria, the President is the head, is the executive. He can therefore be summoned by the National Assembly. This is not Britain. Nigeria is a democratic state and does not use monarchy as a system of government. This is Nigeria. We don't have to copy everything from other countries. Even the advanced countries have problems with their system of government. UK Prime Minister is always answerable to the Parliament. I don't understand these people. Even they will just be citing examples that are not even realistic, that are not even reasonable. The other day, like Mohammed was telling us why they have to gag or they have to regulate social media using China as a reference point. I don't just understand. They will just go and pick something from nowhere and want to put it and force it on us. But when it comes to good things, they are not there. They don't use them as reference points. What kind of a people are these? Yes, it's our king. No wonder he cannot talk to anybody. They are just that's why somebody said this constitution must supposed to be amended. They are arrogating undue power to this man. So guys, let's hear your opinion and let's know what you think about what Sagay has said.